How about joining me in a glass of beer?
Beer and tea. That's all I need.
Listen, I want to talk to you about your drinking.
What happened? I mess around?
No, you didn't mess around.
Ask me a brew, I'm 40 out to do.
Once I'm drunk, I make a lot of things happen.
Once again, it's down south on down to back brew. I usually crack a brew when it's time to run. Hey, motherfuckers!
Represent.
For those that can drink, just drink and keep drinking.
Blunt to 6 packs. Enjoy the fat track. Just a little something to break the monotony. I drink 20 40s, smoke 40 blunts. Instead of 5 mics, I'd rather have 5 brews.
And it's late at night, I catch a buzz getting away.
No shots, drink up and conversate. In the background banging, it's a funky break. I give it to you raw out the speaker.
Oh, what's up, my diggers? Marching back at you this week with part 2 of our Straight Outta 88 special. Deep Crates coming back at you. Straight out of 1988, that is. Last week, in case you didn't tune in, we started talking about all the stuff that was going on in the world, you know, pop culture, media, sports, that kind of stuff to preface the music that was released in 1988. We got cut short last week when I started in January with Megadeth, and then Biz Markie came out I think in February, and Dougie Fresh also in March maybe. Anyways, 1988, what an amazing year for music. Hip hop especially. I can name 25 classic albums, you know, that came out in 88. For time constraint purposes, we've narrowed it down to the dirty dozen, baker's dozen anyway. I'll hit you with my list. Coming in at number 13, Audio 2. What more can I say? You know, no, that's the title, kids. What more can I say? Audio 2. The 2 is audio. Kid and Play. Speaking of 2 hype. Kid and Play dropped 2 hype. What number house party are they on now? Like 17? Jungle Brothers, Straight Out the Jungle. The first real big native tongues released officially, and it's got Girl, I'll House You. What more can I say? DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. He's the DJ, I'm the rapper. Yeah, that kind of, to me, in my mind anyway, put like rap in white America's head and thought it was okay. A lot of my, you know, friends start listening to it because of that album, I think. Because their parents said it was okay to have it, but they wouldn't let them have NWA. Ah, suckers. Coming in at number 9, one of the most slept on albums ever, Critical Beatdown by the Ultramagnetic MCs. If you don't know, you better. Run DMC, if that wasn't tough enough, they were tougher than leather that year. Another classic by the Masters. Slick Rick, The Great Adventures of Slick Rick. Big Daddy Kane, Long Live the Kane, yeah. MC Light, one of the greatest female MCs ever. Light as a Rock came out. That's a very slept on album by hip hop heads, I think, personally. EPMD, because they're strictly business. And then the top 3 hip hop albums of 1988. Eric B. and Rakim, Follow the Leader. Boogie Down Productions, By All Means Necessary. And coming in at number 1 on my list, Public Enemy, It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back. Yeah, what a crazy year. I didn't even mention the other West Coast ones because we talked about Straight Outta Compton last week and stuff. You had Eazy-E also come out, Easy Does It. King T, Act a Fool, shout out to King T. Ice-T, Power. Shout out to the Colors soundtrack that also came out that year. That had a bunch of great artists. Sir Mix-a-Lot dropped Swass. And at the time, when I first heard this tape, I was like, holy shit, this guy's awesome. Too Short. Life is too short. So, you look at those, and I didn't even mention MC Shan drop, Marley Marl drop, Stetsa Sonic, like, I had such a hard time trying to rank these. Rob Bass, DJ Easy Rock. I mean, when you look at the influences, some of these. Super Lover C, Casanova Rudd, another slept on album. But I mean, look at those albums. 1988 surely was a classic year for hip hop. But then you gotta look at metal too. There was a lot of great metal and rock and other stuff that was coming out besides rap. Like I said last week, I was getting out of the more, you know, Ozzy, Priest, and Maiden, and looking for heavier stuff. Well, I found it. I found Slayer. South of Heaven came out in 1988. Even crazier than that, Leprosy, by the greatest death metal band of all time, Death, appropriately named, from Orlando, I might add. Death dropped Leprosy in '88. You had, who else? Testament came out, New Order. Nuclear Assault dropped their album Violence, one of the greatest metal singers of all time, Violence. Eternal Nightmare dropped in '88. Danzig dropped in '88. I didn't pull out a lot of the records for the hip hop because they're classics and you know. Shout out to anybody that ever made their own tape covers. I don't mean just writing on this shit like they drew it. This is either Fred or Turtle Hands Danzig tape. Sorry, I stole that shit. What else we got that came out that year? Jane's Addiction, Nothing Shocking. Warzone, Don't Forget the Struggle. Open Sesame, Don't Forget the Streets. Suicidal Tendencies, How Will I Laugh Today When I Can't Even Smile Tomorrow. Something like that. Living Color, Vivid. Breakthrough album, Living Color, Vivid. Fishbone, Truth and Soul, I Apologize for the Glare. Yeah. What else, man? Bad Brains Live came out. Industrialized Ministry dropped Land of Rape and Honey. Skinny Puppy had that VV6 album, V6666. I don't know what it was. Bad Religion, Suffer came out. Great punk album. Soundgarden, I think, had Ultra Omega drop that year. The Smiths, Rank came out. Just Shut Your Mouth. What else? King Diamond, Them came out. Overkill. I hate to say it, but I was into it. U2. What? U2. Rattle and Hum came out. I was into it a little bit, I have to admit. Anyways, all these great albums came out, and then you also had no way to get them now. So you might be asking yourself, how would a young, poor lad like Deep Crates, who's legally unemployable, get all these tapes and records that came out in 1988? Well, one way was to get a blank tape, like this spiffy Tone Master joint here, and give it to your buddy and ask him to tape you the tape if he was too cheesy not to lend it to you. The other way was to just take it, but they had, you know, things like this that made it impossible to steal tapes from stores. Not that we would condone stealing anything, but they had security devices, so I mean you could still fit this up in your Carhartt easily with the 40 in the bottom two pockets as well. But if you didn't have no money, the only way to get money back then for a young kid was when it was snowing up north. You grab a shovel and go where the rich people live in the houses, and you knock on the door and be like, yo, I'll shovel all this shit for like 10 bucks. Probably fucking ripped myself off a few times, but anyways, you'd shovel snow all day. I remember in '88, me and Gary Wage shoveled snow all day so we could buy Excite Bike and as many packs of Topps baseball cards as we could afterwards and shit. Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, you either dubbed it and you know you got a copy, which sometimes sucked if you used the Tone Master instead of the sweet Maxells. They started coming out with the 290s, you know what I mean? All that shit. Shout out to Casingles also. You could steal Casingles pretty easily. Casingles weren't locked up like this. and say Sam Goody, Camelot Music, what else? Crazy Eddie, Nobody Beats the Wiz, Nobody Beats the Wiz. Yeah, they had singles. You could rack on singles. It was a funny time, '88, because tapes were just like peaking as far as taking over records, but CDs had come out. They were still, you know, CD players were pretty expensive and shit, but CDs were coming up too. So how do you get all these releases? You're 13 years old. You got no allowance and shit, you know what I mean? Well, let me tell you guys about a little magical place we used to call the Columbia House. Now, I've never been there, but I heard it's a wonderful, beautiful, magical place. Legend has it, inside Columbia House, there's an amazing musical wizard who, through some mishap and accident and alchemy, can only survive by ingesting pennies that he consumes. So this wizard would offer you like 8, sometimes 10, sometimes 12 tapes or records of your choice for just 1 penny.
Only a penny? You're kidding. That won't buy a thing at the store. But here, open this gold box. Just 1 penny buys 1, 2, 3, keep going. 13 tapes or 13 records of your choice when you join the Columbia Record and Tape Club. The new TV guide has this announcement ad. Look for it. And to get a free bonus tape or record, look for the gold box in the same ad. There it is. Inside the gold box, write the number of any extra album you want, and it's yours as a free gift.
Get the penny and tape it on the slot. I think there's one in this Rolling Stone I was reading. There's like a series of 6-digit numbers, and you just go through and you would order all this music, and they just send it to you for a penny. And you didn't really have to pay them back, I don't think. And sometimes your imaginary friends would even join. And your mom might get mad, but they would get records and tapes too. Now the catch was, if you didn't fill it back out and send it to them, they would just automatically send you the tape of the month. So sometimes you get some garbage shit, usually. And the codes in the magazines were limited to what they put in the magazines. Once you joined, they sent you that booklet and shit. Then they had like King Diamond and fucking, you know, Fishbone was in there and all kinds of crazy shit. But shout outs to Columbia House.
Look for them in this TV Guide ad and get 13 albums for a penny when you join the Columbia Record and Tape Club. Plus a bonus album when you fill in this gold box with the number of any extra album. That's 14 records or tapes. The superstars are in the gold box ad and TV Guide.
Living day by day in my hood on the spot. See the same old thing, same DAWKINS cops. Just the average day in the streets, California. 5-0, find a young girl dead round the corner.
So you wanna be a gangster? All that shit. Smoke any motherfucker, don't even trip. You be hard as hell, take whatever you want. Punk suckers wanna front, they get done to you a gangster.
Back when I was only a child, back in the days I lived a carefree lifestyle. As long as we wasn't caught, being bad was cool, and we was never at a loss for something to get into.
It's Judgment Day, and like you motherfuckers can't stop me. Fuck being